events, matches, and championships sidelined by coronavirus. And there's no telling when our hometown heroes will get to play ball again. With us now from Spain by Skype to talk about the impact COVID-19 has had on the global sports industry, Spanish sports commentator Fran Formoso, and like many of his countrymen, he is under quarantine these days, and we should begin with that. Fran, how are you and your family dealing with the quarantine, and are you well?
Good morning from Madrid. As you know, this is the main focus of the coronavirus in Spain, and we are concerned, of course, and we are facing a scenario of uncertainty because we don't know what's going to happen next. Thank you for asking, and my family is good, I'm okay, but you don't know. We are worried, especially because it's starting to affect not only to elderly people, but also to young people. So we are very worried as a society, and we are also being, autocritical with ourselves because maybe at the beginning we didn't take this, we didn't take this seriously as we have to do.
Yeah, and you have said, Fran, that you do not believe that you think the government's being too strict. You don't think that this extensive kind of shelter-in-place order is necessary. Is that a fair assessment?
Of course, it's necessary. Actually, I think that it should happen before this. I think that we didn't take this seriously, and the government had to do this before. This is the 7th day of this state of alarm, and probably it had to happen, it had to start before this, especially in sports, because sports is probably the sector that started the quarantine at the end.
I know that you're a broadcaster in Spain and you broadcast the NBA games. How big is it in Spain, the NBA one, and how much do you miss it and how much do the fans miss it, and do you see them going back to the games when they start up again?
We are waiting to the NBA and all the sports to resume their activities. We are affected, and the NBA in Spain is huge. We are one of the most important markets for the NBA in all the world, and people are following our broadcastings at night at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like right now, but here in Spain. And of course, this is a big deal. But not only the NBA, but soccer, as you know, the Euro Cup, the Soccer Euro Cup has been postponed. We don't know what's going to happen with the Champions League, with the La Liga, the Spanish La Liga, and especially the Olympic Games. There's a lot of controversy here about the Olympic Games because probably it doesn't make sense that if they are celebrated this next summer with no time for trials, for qualifications round, and a huge disadvantage for those athletes coming from countries like Spain with this coronavirus crisis.
And that's what my next question was, Fran, because I know the Olympics is a huge deal clearly around the world, but yeah, you talk about athletes and preparation and so forth, and these quarantines, these shelter in place, they're different in various countries. And so the fairness level of all the countries and some that are under these quarantines, you have kind of a fairness issue there about some countries that don't have the quarantines, that don't have the strict measures, and some that do, and the athletes are not getting the equal advantage of preparation. Is that true?
Yeah, still 40% of the athletes and the players have to qualify for the Olympics. So let's say that trials and qualification round have started, but these athletes are not competing at the, as you say, at the same criteria than the rest of the other athletes. And we are talking, of course, about tons of millions of money, so that's why Japanese authorities and the International Olympic Committee insist that the games are going to be celebrated, but all the experts here in Europe agree that this is not fair.
And what are you waiting on, Fran? Are you waiting, what's the next shoe to drop over in Spain? Are you waiting for some other big event to be canceled? Are you just keeping your fingers crossed that a certain big event won't be canceled? What's the next thing that falls as the dominoes go in Spain, Fran?
Well, we do know that the quarantine is going to last at least 2 months, but maybe more. They are saying that 15 days, but nobody believes that. We know that 1 month for sure, and probably 2 months. But then we have to think that all the athletes and the players have to do like a mini pre-season season again, right? They cannot compete immediately. So we can think that in the best scenario, the most optimistic, we would be in the middle of May. And if all the competitions, the La Liga, the Champions League, all the basketball leagues, the tennis tournaments, if everything resume again, all the activities in the middle of May, they could end at the end of June 30th, that, as you know, that's where all the contracts are expiring, and it's like officially the end of the season. So that would be no damage with that. But we are not sure about that because this is a scenario of uncertainty and real concern. So let's see what happens. But for me, in my opinion, it's critical what the Olympic Committee decides.
And I gotta go here, Fran, but I want your opinion. When the games start back up, when the athletic events start back up, do the fans come back, or are they afraid to be sitting so close to other fans?
At the beginning, let's think about if there's going to be a politics of closed doors first. But if this happens, of course, sports is want to be the sector that starts again all the activities. The fans are very bored at their house. We, as a TV, Movistar Plus, we are offering content, but people want to go to the arenas again. So let's see what happens, and as you say, let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, cross your fingers. Best of luck to you, Fran Formosa. Best of luck to you and your family in the quarantine. We hope everyone stays well over there. Thank you for your insight. It was fascinating.
Thank you, and as you said, let's hope this happens very soon.
Yes, indeed, all over the world, Fran. Thank you so much. You know, it's funny because we talk about sports, right? We talk about